Okay, so I'm going to do it all again. Going to head up to the track and run a 5,000 meter race. I should be running against a few of the guys that ran last week in the 3,000 meters. But there's word that we might have a pacemaker taking us through to 1550. And for me, I mean, it's not ideal. I'd prefer to have a pace set at 16 minutes and then just try to dip under it. Once I'm getting up into that kind of territory, a couple of seconds a kilometre can make a big difference. And I just feel I'm not quite back in peak shape yet, so I'm going to have to constantly tell myself to dial into how I'm feeling, and if it feels even a little bit too fast, I'm just going to have to rein it in as early as possible. If I have to run by myself and just stick to 3:12s, I'll do that. The annoying thing about having such a poor tactical race of just going out and blowing up is I don't really get a lot of valuable information from that. I know that it was too fast, but it was always going to be too fast, 3:01 a kilometre. But I don't get a really good snapshot of the kind of 3K shape that I'm in. What could I have done if I'd run it more evenly? So you kind of ruin the information you could take from the race, and your confidence takes a hit as well. So running as close to 16-minute pace and just nudging under it at the end is really what I need to do, I think, just to get that confidence back. I think another challenge has been as well is racing 2 weeks in a row. Other people may not feel the same way, they may like doing that, but I feel like I've barely been training. I mean, I still did 102 kilometres last week, and I'll probably do the same this week, but I just feel like I've detrained. I've definitely freshened up, which is probably what I needed. I think I may have rushed things a little bit coming off the marathon, and I was feeling quite fatigued. So having these races, it's probably the only way that I was ever really going to let myself ease up. I find it really hard to take down weeks unless I have a race planned. It's probably a blessing in disguise to actually have these races scheduled, but yeah, I don't feel good. I don't feel confident. I feel like I've not done the work. 102 kilometers, it sounds funny to say that because in the past that would have been a pretty big week and I was struggling to sustain that kind of volume, but now it just feels very low, like I've barely run at all. But anyway, that doesn't matter today. I've got to get myself in the right headspace. I've got to get prepared to hurt, but also to be smart and not to essentially just go all guns blazing like I did last week, because it turns out that you do have to kind of pace yourself in a shorter race. It's not a matter of just running as hard as you can for as long as you can. You can still run too fast at the start and blow up. So let's not do that today. Today is about getting the best out of myself in terms of running to my absolute limits, but also pacing myself so that I can actually get a performance out that reflects my current fitness. We are here. I'm not feeling amazing today, but I'm sure that'll change once I actually get out there and warmed up. Some empty stands. Alright, so I'm just out of my warm-up now. This is the Max Cherry Memorial Loop. So it's just outside the Domain Athletic Centre. Really good spot for a warm-up. It's about 3 kilometres around, back to the track. I haven't seen any of the guys that raced last week yet. Hoping they're just running a little bit late and I don't end up running this race by myself. Be nice to have a bit of company. So I'm going to experiment again with a little bit of intensity in the warm-up. I think this time, rather than doing 2x200 with a 30-second break, I might just do a solid 300. Maybe do it somewhere between 55 to 60 seconds. It's kind of like 10k pace, that kind of effort, just to try and get that glycolytic system firing, priming, I guess is the right term. I'm not really sure if it worked last week because I felt horrible anyway, but that was probably more down to the fact that I went off too hard. So it's kind of distorted the feedback that I get from that race. I've also decided to go with the super shoes today. Now they're not technically legal on the track, but at an interclub, no one's going to enforce that rule. They will at kind of state championships and certain meets, but here today, wearing super shoes is, I mean, it's fine. I just found that last week, calves did pull up a little bit sore, and I don't know what it is, but I just don't feel particularly good in spikes. Maybe you'd say I'm a super responder to the super shoes, but yeah, that doesn't seem to translate to the spikes. I don't feel as efficient in them.
You know what's funny? When I do leg swings, I swing my outside leg and you swing your inside leg. Am I doing it wrong? Sorry?
So I'm going to do 180 metre stride, change into super shoes, which are the Asics Speed Edge Tokyo, and then do a 300 at about 10k-ish pace, maybe a little bit faster, and that'll be 15 minutes until the start, and then I'll do another 80 metre stride somewhere in there.
Spikes today?
Nope. Probably going to get a copyright strike if I do the sound in now. I feel like I may have made a mistake by not wearing the spikes because these feel too soft on the track. These shoes.
Well, you can still put them on.
Yeah, I don't know, they just feel a bit too spongy.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Not too bad, have you? I feel like I went a bit too hard in that 300. I think getting that winded.
Yeah. Good. Let's go, Paul. Nice work, Paul. Let's go, Paul. Come on, Paul, close the gap. Hang on. Come on, Paul, looking good. Let's go, guys. Come on, Dan. Go, Paul.
Goes through with 2 to go. Wilson bleeding lateral. Wood now drop on the pace. Come through and get down on the field as that inline.
Let's go, Paul. Everything you've got. Let's go.
So that was so much better. Yeah, I'm really happy with that run. I didn't think I was in shape to run that. I thought coming off the marathon, I'd lost a little bit of fitness and I'd be lucky to break 16 minutes. So yeah, to run well under it, it was great. Big thanks to Thomas Wilson for pacing. He was in the blue shirt. He was pacing Dan through to 15:50, and I guess anyone else who wanted to jump on. Yeah, I thought 15:50, that pace might have been a little bit of a stretch. I just had lost confidence after last week, and I knew that the margins were going to be pretty thin. I just thought, yeah, if we happen to go say 3:08 through the first K, I think that might feel a bit too fast. We ended up doing that, but it was quite smooth. So Thomas was going to run 76 seconds a lap, and every lap was within a second of that. First lap, 75 seconds. I just had to keep checking in with myself. I was telling myself the whole time, if it ever feels unsustainable, you just got to back off, let them go. There was a bit of kind of cognitive dissonance in my brain. I was thinking, this feels really hard, but for some reason it doesn't feel unsustainable. I feel like I can keep ticking over. I didn't have that feeling of last week that I'm really straining here and I feel like I'm tying up almost. It came smoothly, but it did feel really hard. We got to a K in 3:08 and I was thinking, I really just have to hang on to this group now. I've made the decision to go with them. I'm just going to have to try and get as far into the race as possible, hanging on to them. And when we went through 2K, I was telling myself, yeah, okay, now just get through to 3K. And we came through 3K in 9:29. I was thinking to myself, well, that's only 3 seconds slower than what I ran last week for an all-out 3K. And I just kept thinking, well, you've just got to hang on for another lap. So Nick Earl took off at this point, and there was a bit of a gap that opened up, and I had to kind of close that back down. And then once we got through the lap again, I just said, okay, another lap. And at this point, I can't even consciously remember making the decision to go around Dan, but I kind of went around him, I got on the back of Thomas and came through with 3 laps to go, and somewhere there, my brain, it kind of shifted to, well, you've only got 3 laps to go now. You might as well just try and get everything out of this. And I was doing this maths the whole time at every kilometre thinking, okay, now you've only got to run 3:20s a kilometre and you'll still be under 16 minutes. And then when we came through 4K, I think I saw the clock at 12:40 and I remember thinking, it's not sub-16 that I want anymore, now it's sub-15:50. So I've just got to keep ticking this over, and then when we get with a lap to go, really go for it. And we came down, heard the bell, it's just instinctive, you kind of try to pick it up. I felt like I was running as fast as I possibly could, but it wasn't very fast. I think I ran a 72 last lap. Couldn't keep my eyes open. I had sunscreen going down into my eyes mixed with the sweat. It was horrible. Combine that with the fatigue, and yeah, I'm pretty sure at the last 200 meters I ran most of the way with my eyes closed. But yeah, it was great. Once I crossed the line, it was just really nice. 15:47, big personal best. It's nice to be in that kind of position and think, well, I haven't had an ideal preparation going into that race. I was probably still a little bit fatigued from the marathon and probably only got really 1 good week of training after kind of building back up. So yeah, it's set me up nicely, I think, for the races to come. I think I'll be able to do a lot better training going into those. And yeah, the next race is in a month. It's the Reunion Day 5000. Probably not going to get as good of a race for this one, but I think I'll be in slightly better shape for that. But I guess another thing as well is it's really easy to just skip over a lot of these kind of milestones because the goalposts shift. You set new goals, and breaking those barriers, they don't become such a big thing anymore because you've got other goals in mind. But for a long time, breaking 16 minutes, that was kind of like the goal that I had for a couple of years there. I think once I broke 17 minutes, I was looking ahead and thinking it still seemed like a long way off breaking 16 minutes, but it was kind of like a long-term goal that I'd set myself, and I remember saying, if I can one day break 16 minutes, I'll be pretty happy with that. And I didn't think I was going to do it at one point. I thought, I've kind of missed my chance. Start of the year I ran 16:08, and I thought, I'm probably not going to do track anymore because I'm a bit over it. It's always a little bit of a anticlimax. You don't get very good races down here in Tasmania, but I guess I had another little fitness jump in the middle of the year, and so yeah, to do it now, I shouldn't take it for granted. You never know when your last PB is going to be run. It could be that ends up being my lifetime best. You never know. You put a lot of work into running. In a way, you almost forget just how hard you've worked for something, how many hours you've spent on it. And so I guess you should take stock of those achievements and not just kind of like write them off and move on to the next thing. It's a big thing. So yeah, really happy with it. Yeah, and looking forward to the next race. So I guess I'll see you then.